Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome back to Call to Stage with me, Amber Davies, Broadway Edition. Now, I am getting my RuPaul Drag Race cherry popped today. It's an honour to have the wonderful Marty Lauter with us today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You look absolutely stunning.
So do you.
We've already been chatting so much. You were just the most fabulous person. Now, I ask this to all of my guests.
Bring it on. Let's go.
Pick any role you've played, ever played. This could be on the show as well. What's your pre-show ritual before you perform?
I have to do the MC just because it's the most fresh in my mind, obviously. Okay. My pre-show ritual for the MC, I made like a playlist for him because it's so different than me. So it's a playlist that's a lot of like kind of like witchy, kind of like a lot of like classic rock almost, because something that our director Rebecca Frecknell said to me was that one of the reasons she found my audition like compelling was because she didn't think that I could get like as dark as I did. She like didn't expect it from me. So she was like, that's what I want to see in your MC. I want to see like that darkness. I want to see you really like pull that out of yourself. So I really get into like a kind of like grittier space. And
you can achieve that with music.
Yeah, that music really like can set my mood. So it's a lot of like Stevie Nicks, a lot of, you know.
I love it. I love that.
Just a lot of music. And I do my makeup before the show, so it's kind of like my little like meditation time.
I would love for you to do my makeup.
I would love to.
Your makeup today, that just like strawberry glow. I want it on my face literally yesterday. We'll come to Cabaret in a minute, but can we just go like back?
Sure.
Where you grew up, it's Northport?
Yeah, Northport.
Okay, which is crazy because when I've been doing these interviews and I've been saying, oh, you were brought up here, there, I have no idea what that place looks like or feels like, you know?
Yes.
So how was that for you?
It was lovely. Whenever I bring friends back to like my parents' house, they see like where I grew up and they're like, oh, I like get you a little bit more now. Yeah. It's a very like cute little village. It's famously where Patti LuPone also grew up. Oh. And she describes it like in her biography as like a small little fishing village because it's like right on a harbor. It's very
Is it small town?
Yeah, it's a pretty small town, but it's like right outside of New York City. It's like an hour 15 outside the city.
So did you grow up coming into the city?
So
this is like not unusual for you?
No, not at all.
When I moved to London, I was moving firstly to a different country because I grew up in Wales, you know. But I did have the small town thing. You know, it's like from a small town to a big city. Yeah,
but I think people that like end up working in entertainment, I think from a very like young age, you know that like you're going to end up in like kind of a bigger place. I think when people move to like really big cities, they either get kind of like culture shocked and some people just kind of like meld into it. Yeah. I felt like I really kind of just like melded into it. How'd you do fare?
Oh, I loved it. The busier the better.
Exactly.
Do you think you could ever go back to like a peaceful...
Oh, I think about it a lot. Because I mean, there are just days where I just don't want to be like around anyone.
I know what you mean.
But I think the dream is like, you know, you do like, I don't know, like a TV show or like a couple movies for like, I don't know, 9 months out of the year, and then you have like a couple months off that you go and like live in the woods and like don't talk to anybody.
I'm with you there.
That sounds like a blast.
I love that.
That's
good for the old mental health.
Exactly.
So you are currently in Cabaret. Please tell me, where did that come from? Have you got an agent?
Yes.
Okay, because you have worked obviously in the industry.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know, like, is it the same process as what we go through?
I'm not exactly sure.
We'll find out
what
now.
It is. Okay, sure. So basically, people ask me all the time, they're like, oh, did you just like get offered Cabaret because of Drag Race? And I was like, no, I promise they do not care about that.
No, they're so established.
It never came up in my audition process or anything like that. And my whole career, it's the way that I've auditioned because I'm a dancer. Like, I would just like go to dance calls and then like sing or get called back to do material, whatever. And that's exactly how it was for this. It was like August after my season had premiered in January.
Okay.
And I was traveling around like all the time. I was getting like really lonely and kind of sad. And I was like, I miss having like a community, like a cast, because I grew up doing theater and stuff like that. So I love a group project. I love, and I was just so like alone for all of that. And I had a really nice time like traveling and meeting fans and stuff like that. That was really cool. But I was like, I miss being like grounded in one place. I miss having a group of people that I can like work with. So I had like a meeting with my team and I was like, I think I want to go back to theater if it's possible. These are the things that I think I could be good in. Cabaret was on that list and my agents were like, oh, well, they're auditioning next week. Do you want us to like sip at you? And I was like, why not? Right. So I went in for a dance call. And truly, I mean, I feel very blessed to be in Cabaret because if you ask anybody that lives here, like every single dancer in New York City auditioned for this show.
Oh, really?
Like everyone.
Apparently it's a hard dance round, isn't it?
It is quite hard because we did Vilkeman, we did Money, we did one other, Mine Hair, and Mine Hair has a lot of like the whacking and stuff.
Yes,
so
it does.
It's a little like brainy. I think they're looking for primarily like a kind of person. And like they told us like once we were in rehearsals, they were like, they cast the whole thing I think in a week. It was really quick. They were like, yeah, because you walked in and we like knew it was all of you. We were like, oh, it's that one. It's that one. It's that one. It's that one. Yeah, they're matching a vibe. They did a good job because we all got along very, very well.
We have a very similar story because I also did television and I was in the industry prior.
Yes.
And I felt lost. And I basically had a year where I was out of the industry and something was missing. And I sat down with my team and I said, I need to be back on stage. It's discipline, isn't it? It's like, I'm the same. I love being part of a cast. It's like family. It's like keeping yourselves in check. Yeah. When you were talking, I was literally like, we've been through the same situation.
And also, maybe you felt this too, but because it was Drag Race that I was doing and it was kind of just like a different thing, I was worried. I was like, oh, am I not going to be able to like do theater anymore because people are going to expect me to be in drag forever.
Yeah.
But maybe something you won't understand, but like being in drag to a certain extent, it's kind of limiting.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you're not gonna like win an Oscar as a drag queen. You're probably not. I'm not sure we're there yet. Maybe one day, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to be able to separate the two and be like, Marty is doing something and Marcia can do something else. You know.
Is Marty Broadway?
Marty is Broadway, television, film, everything, supermodel of the world, fantastic. Okay. And Marcia is
Marcia.
Also kind of those things, but just in a different package.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So when you are on in your ensemble track, oh no, you're not on ensemble, are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
But you cover.
I cover the EMCEE. Yeah.
Is it like half Marty, half Marcia?
I mean, in this show, kind of.
Yeah.
Just because like the makeup is so elaborate and the costumes, like everything is just very like flamboyant. Yeah. Everything is very big and colorful, and it in a way it really does feel like drag. And even though they'll love this, I'm wearing much more makeup in Cabaret than I do in drag.
Oh, really?
Like it's so much glitter and so much blush. Like I look like a little baby clown, I think is really.
I mean, how do you keep your skin that fresh on an 8-show week?
Accutane. I was on Accutane during the lockdown, and it really did me up.
Did it? Do you know what? Can I just say, I went on Accutane for 3 months at the end of my 9-to-5 contract. It dried out my vocal folds. I
did it during the like lockdown, so I was like,
you're so lucky.
Locked it. I did it for 7 months, and
did it make your nose smaller?
No.
Have you not heard of Accutane nose?
No.
Go on TikTok, type in Accutane nose. Their noses like shrink.
I have never heard of that, but I'm going to. Yeah. The only thing that I had was that my nose would sweat a lot, and my eyebrows would sweat.
And did you literally just dry up completely?
Kinda, yeah.
So sexy.
Just so gorgeous. Skin's peeling off. But I'm telling you, like, did wonders. Really did.
Honestly, I don't see one pore.
My fiance is also very into skincare, so
oh, really?
I've learned a lot from him. And
okay, what is your top 3 skincare products? Just for me, not for my listeners.
I mean, I like to keep it as simple as possible. Like, short ingredient lists are very, very good. Like, if the first ingredient is water, that's great.
Okay.
I love, like, Vanicream. It's just like a face cleanser. It's like really cheap, like drugstore kind of thing. I always wash my face with that. It's very, very simple. I prefer a moisturizer that has like a, what's it called? Like a gel texture rather than something like really cream or thick, something that's going to like go on and absorb. There's a Neutrogena one that I like a lot.
I'm literally learning so much right now.
and then, of course, a sunscreen.
Yeah.
The one that I like the most, I get it from a little like K-beauty boutique.
Oh, cute.
It's called Biore, Bior. I don't know how to spell it.
Okay.
Biore UV.
I'm literally obsessed. I can't stop looking at your face.
I can't stop looking at yours.
Oh my God, no, don't. I have so much skin damage. It's terrible.
Well, I can't see it.
How many times have you been on for the EMCEE?
Only 7 right now.
You've been on 7 times?
7 times.
Already?
Yes, and then Monday will be my 8th. Yes.
Damn it. I should. So gutted I can't see you for that.
Are you going to see the show while you're in town? Oh, well, you should.
I literally just saw it in London.
I saw it in London.
Who did you see?
I saw John McCrae and Amy Lou Wood because I was like booked at GAY.
Of course you were.
I was booked for Porn Idol.
Love it.
which I was like, what am I doing? I'm sorry, what? Oh God, because Marcia's a lady, so that was interesting for me. Yeah. But yeah, I saw it while I was there because I was like, I have to see this. I've heard like so many amazing things about it, and I was like so blown away by it. And so I was sitting in the audience, and I looked at the Victor, and I went, "That's my track. Yeah, that's me." And I was right.
And do you know what? They've cast somebody else now in Victor's track. They look bloody identical. I turned to Adam Spears because we went to see it together, who's the producer of the show, and I said, "Oh my God, he's been in it for years." And he was like, "Amber, no, we literally just found someone who they are just identical to each other." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's such amazing casting."
It's so wacky. Like what I said about like the vibe in the, like when you see, like I saw that literally that ensemble track and I was like, "Oh, that's who I would be if I was in this." And I was right.
Do you want to do more Broadway after this? More shows, more productions?
I think so. I don't know. It's kind of a complicated thing because of Drag Race. I have kind of a following now. I find that I have to be a little bit more like, in order to grow my career in the way that I would like it to, I have to be more selective in the things that I'm doing. So there are things that like I would love to do that I think would be really fun, but it's like, oh, is that the best like career move kind of thing?
Yeah, you have to be like the power of saying no, and also like trust in your instinct.
Yes,
you will always know it's just not right for me right now.
If the right thing came along and I like fell in love with it, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah, I love that. You got a good head on your shoulders.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 28 in 2 weeks.
So we were born the same year.
Oh my, we are just kindred spirits, I think.
Soul ties.
Soul ties. What are your top 3, your signs?
I'm a Libra.
Uh-huh.
My mother's a Cancer, so I really get along with Cancer at times. I mean, my God, we can't.
My mom's a Cancer too.
Stop it.
Yeah.
My boyfriend is... God, I don't even know what it is. My ex is a Leo, so I know I definitely don't really get along with Leos.
A Leo is a bold person. They have to mesh well.
And my best friend in the entire world is Aquarius.
Ah, that's nice.
What are you?
I'm a Scorpio, which a lot of people find surprising because Scorpios are kind of like dark and mysterious. Yeah,
and a little bit cuckoo.
I am a little bit cuckoo, but my best friend, we have the same 3, like the sun, moon, the rising.
Oh yeah.
We have the same 3, but in a different order.
Oh.
And we get along so well. We've been friends for like 10 years, and we've never had like an argument, like a fight. We've never had a fight.
I think, what's your rising?
Sagittarius.
I'm Cancer rising.
Those are that's like the fun one.
Ah.
And Sagittarius are very like maternal and very like, oh, how can I like take care of you? How can I, which makes sense. You're a very good host.
Oh, I was just saying to Marty that obviously when Ben and I met each other, Ben was playing Marty, and I said if we were ever to have a little boy, I'd want to call him Marty, and he's told me it's the cringiest idea ever. But you say...
I think it's sweet.
I think it's sweet.
Because there's not a lot of Martys in the world.
There isn't.
Like, I know, like, my dad.
Is your dad Marty?
Yeah. And
was your dad Marty after Marty McFly?
No. I don't know truthfully why he's named Marty, but yeah, there's not a lot of Martys in the world. And I think having like a unique name that isn't like Chair or like Apple or whatever, I think it's nice. I think there's like an old charm to it that I appreciate.
It's classy, timeless. Yeah. Now, we've spoke about Drag Race, so let's like fully get into it because I have 1,000,001 questions.
I will answer the ones that I'm legally allowed to.
Okay, great. I love that. I'm a huge Drag Race fan, like die hard, especially during lockdown. I went through a lot of seasons, and we had the most iconic season of our British version with like Bimini and Lauren Chaney.
It's one of my favorite seasons. I think it's really good.
We all kind of watched that, didn't we?
Was that the one that they filmed like the first half and then had to leave because of COVID, and then they came back like months later? I think that might have been that one.
I'm not too sure.
It was? Yes? Yeah, with Tia as well. That's just so wild to me that happened.
That is crazy.
Because, I mean, the way that it works is that you're like locked in a hotel room for, however
That's what
long.
I want to know. How does it work? Tell me everything that you can legally tell me.
You're there. And you're in the hotel room. You don't, at least in America, we don't film on weekends or on like special holidays. I think it was like 4th of July or something we had off, or Labor Day we had off, something like that. But yeah, you're in the hotel room and you...
So are you not allowed to come out?
No. And you give them your phone at the beginning and you just...
How long have you got your phone taken away from you for? Well,
I think I was filming for like... I think it was about a month. Maybe a little bit over a month.
So what about your family? If there's a family emergency, will they tell you?
I don't know if there's any way like the production would know if there was a family emergency. But I think it's so funny because they're like, you can't tell anyone. I was like, I'm going to tell my mother that I'm not going to be able to be contacted for however long. Like, I'm going to tell my mom. Yeah. And I'm going to tell my my boyfriend, who I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with, like where I'm going and why I've been feverishly sewing for, 3 weeks, whatever it was. And you film like all day though. You're truly on set from like, you leave the hotel at like 6:45 and you get back at like whenever you're done that day.
I can imagine it was one of the best things you've ever done in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I think coming from theater, it made it very kind of easy and normal because it's just like everyone's stressed out because they have to learn like 2 8 counts of choreography. And I'm like, oh, that's it? Great. Fantastic. Let's go. At a certain point, it just feels like you're like going to work. You're just like going to rehearsal, and then you have a performance, and then you do another rehearsal, another performance, and you have a couple days off. Like it felt very job like, which was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like that. Was it really competitive?
I tried not to go in with that mindset. I had been doing drag for 3.5 minutes by the time I got there. Truly, I knew I wasn't going to win. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to go and have fun and show the American and I guess the global audience that I'm a great dancer and a great actor and a great singer, and I'm friendly.
And you did do that.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to go on and just like let it be the opportunity that it was and try and make friends, because I didn't have a ton of friends in the drag world.
Did you not?
No.
And now you have a whole...
Oh my gosh, I have too many to count. And it's just so great. I love drag because it calls a lot of very different kinds of people, and they all do very different things. So the more friends you make, the more you learn, the more kind of like diverse your perspective on drag kind of gets. So.
And where did your name come from? Marcia Marcia Marcia.
Yes, it is a Brady Bunch reference.
Is it?
Yes. Are you familiar with the Brady Bunch?
No.
Yes.
But I Googled.
It's a very American.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that was really what it was at the time. It was just like this sitcom that was like the blended like American family. Basically, like the middle daughter whenever she gets jealous of her older sister, she says, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. It's like Marcia gets everything she wants.
Okay.
She's like so perfect and pretty and talented. So I was like, that's what I would like to evoke in drag.
Okay, I love that.
So yeah, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia.
And please, quickly, who is your favorite guest judge?
Oh, it was Ariana Grande, who
Babe?
I now am friends with her, which
Are
is
you
like,
actually?
yeah.
I saw the selfie on your
Yes.
Instagram, and I was I need a story now.
Yes, that was the SNL after party, because she hosted last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. I mean, the SNL after party is the kind of thing like you have to like know a person to know a person to know a person to know a person to get in. So I had a friend get me in, and I got to like spend like most of the night with her, which is really, really nice. She's like the sweetest person in the whole world. She really, really is. And I've seen Wicked. It's unbelievable.
Have you?
Yes.
I'm dying.
She invited me to like an early little screening thing, and I went.
So you're actually friends?
Yeah.
Do you like WhatsApp each other?
WhatsApp each other. We just text each other, but I guess.
Do you iMessage each other?
WhatsApp.
Do you iMessage her?
We iMessage each other. Yes, I texted her yesterday because I'm currently making a Glinda dress, and I was unsure about what I wanted to do for the skirt. So I was like, "Can I ask you a question about this?" She was like, "Oh my God, please show me everything. Show me everything."
I love that from her.
She's truly like the most generous, like kindest person in the whole world.
I love that. Not that we should have expectations on people like her, but like I always feel like she'd exceed them because she's just so sweet. And I saw her and Cynthia were doing PR, all the PR that they're doing.
My gosh,
she just does come across so down to earth and genuine.
Yes, she is. I think she's been through a decent amount of stuff. So I think.
But she's so resilient.
She's so resilient.
This bitch just comes back and back stronger.
Just better and better.
And prettier.
So pretty. It's
her
crazy.
skin gets clearer, and I just think, aren't you in the trenches right now?
I know she's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's.
You've also done off-Broadway Kinky Boots as Angel.
Yes.
And Hello Dolly in town and on tour.
It was just on tour.
Just on tour.
Yeah, just on tour.
But how do you feel about tour?
It was my first tour and my only tour. I don't know why I'm saying it. Like I've done a couple. It was my only one, and I got to do it with my fiance.
Oh.
And I've loved that movie ever since I was a little kid. So when I heard that they were reviving it, I was like so excited. I was like so pumped. Also because I love Kevin Creel, which is literally the most heartbreaking thing in the world.
Do you know what? Nearly everybody's mentioned him in every single session I've done this week.
That's the kind of person he was. Like he was just so kind and so nice. Such an unbelievable talent. At least for people like in like my age group, he was like the voice to look up to.
Yeah, even my boyfriend, said exactly the same thing. It's such a huge loss.
I mean, people, pass away occasionally, but I've never had my socials like flooded with like messages and pictures of him. Like, so he meant so much to so many people. It's like unbelievable. So like, and he was in it, and I was so excited because I was like, it's one of my favorite roles. Like, I can't wait to see him. So the fact that I got to do it felt very, very special. And the fact that I got to do it with my fiance was very, very special.
Is that where you met him?
No. We met doing a regional production of Newsies in 2018, I think.
Newsies.
Yeah. It's where...
That was heavy, but that was heavy, heavy, heavy dance.
Yes, it was a heavy, heavy, heavy dance.
Like broken knees.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I had like a dream of doing Newsies like my whole childhood. And I did it once and I said I'm never doing this again. I've had enough. This is too much. It's just running a marathon.
Yeah.
Remember Fitbits?
Yes.
I had them sew a little pocket into like my mic belt, and I would put the little Fitbit in it so it would count my steps during the show.
I bet that was...
It was crazy.
Two big questions I want to ask you, but I just want to ask you about the Emmys quickly.
Yes.
And you did a glam bot.
Uh-huh.
It's my dream.
Oh my gosh.
My dream isn't to be on Broadway, it's to do a glam bot.
It was funny because at the Emmys, I obviously some people are aware of Drag Race, but not everybody watches it, which it feels weird like in my world because like everybody watches Drag Race. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that are just like, who are these? Who is this group of people? Yeah. Why do they look so unbelievably crazy? Like what's going on? So like I went up to the glam bot because there was no line and I said, "Hi, can I do this?" And the lady was like, "What show are you from?" And I was like, RuPaul's Drag Race? And she was like, okay, go ahead.
Oh.
And I was like, yes. I was so
Praise
happy.
the Lord.
I was so happy that I got
And
to
it was fucking fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Unbelievable.
Highlight of my whole life.
Highlight of my career.
Highlight of my career.
Made
It'll
it.
never get better.
Glamour. At the Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know, what advice would you give someone who is struggling with their own identity?
Oh my gosh. I think a lot of the times struggle, especially with your identity, like inner struggle, comes from you fighting things. And I think if you just try and like make a 180 and embrace the things that you're trying to fight, that's going to make you more comfortable and it's going to make you happier, because we truly have one life. And if you don't, live it honestly, if you're spending your mental energy suppressing something that's trying to come out, you're just going to be exhausted. Literally, there's no time. Like, life is hard enough. You don't need to be suppressing yourself.
No.
So stop doing that. It's not worth it.
I'm obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you.
Wildest person you've ever met, cancel out Ariana Grande.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that's really hard. Oh, it was probably, you know what it was? What really, really gagged me? The woman that plays Marcia Brady in the Brady Bunch movies.
Okay.
This is like a separate kind of entity. It's like a parody of the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
But she is like one of my favorite versions of Marcia, because she's kind of like a dragged up Marcia.
Okay.
She's also Ben Stiller's wife.
Yes.
Her and Ben Stiller came to Cabaret, and they like stuck around after to say hi to the cast. And I was like, oh my God, you have no idea how crazy this is. I have to explain this to you. And she was so sweet and so like excited.
That's a full circle for you.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
And then finally, what's your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal in life? Ooh.
It can be like career, personal, spiritual.
My Capricorn moon is very much telling me career. I'm very focused on my career. I want to be like very successful. I want an Oscar someday.
I love that. And do you know what? That's what you need to do. Put it out into the universe.
Yeah. I
when
love
you
it all.
do win an Oscar,
yes,
I'm going to clip this.
As you should.
I'd be like, do you remember me?
Of course I do. And it'll go viral and it'll be so sweet. Like, have you seen the videos of Chapel Roan where she's like playing Pink Pony Club at like a little thing, and then it's like the huge stadium? That's fierce.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been a blast and an honor. You're so wonderful.
Thanks for listening, guys.